So we're here with Rachel Lee Lasik of the Lasik Group. She is pretty much the queen of events in this city. I mean, how long have we known each other now? 12?
It's got to be at least, no, before that, because this is going back to probably when I had Torque Denim on the South Side.
Yeah, oh my
So
gosh.
that was back in 2006, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, super successful realtor in Pittsburgh with Sotheby's. And again, when it comes to events, there's no one that knows you get me to every event in this city. And she plans a lot of events as well. So we're talking today about her newest upcoming event, Rose All Day, which I've been a part of before. Can you just tell everybody kind of the feel of the event and what kind of spurred you to do this?
Sure, absolutely. And Jenny, thanks for having me. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And congratulations on the new venture. Looking forward to
you.
the podcasts and coming back a couple times more, maybe.
Yes, you bet. Of course you will.
Events, events actually are definitely something that I have loved to do for such a long time, dating back to even when I had my clothing store. It's how I met people. It's how I networked. It's how I networked other people with one another. And there's a lot of stories that have been told, based on who's met who at my events. And Rose All Day was a idea that I had because I love wine. And my passion for wine has now gone beyond just, having a glass here and there. I've actually started collecting, and
I've seen your collection. I try to steal bottles when I'm there.
anytime you want to, it's funny because times that, you've been at Capitol Grill or any other places, it's like, my presence is there.
Yes, I'm trying to raid your locker.
And I love to share, other people's stories. And I'm very big on women in business, with the influence of women and women influencing others. So I came up with an event before COVID, and we thought we were just going to have, 25, 30 people at the Edge in the Strip District, which is
what
a
year
new
was that?
apartment development. That was in 2019.
19, okay.
Yeah. And, we invited some mutual friends who we all knew in business, and the building just opened for vacant or for apartments, and the one of the tenants, Michelle Richardson, who will be on the podcast later today, she was like, let's, do something together and do a beauty and wellness event and do a rosé tasting. I'm like, done.
Yeah.
And I just launched the Lasik Group at that time, with Pi at Sotheby's International Realty. And, I had a great thing going with business, and I wanted to build more, and I wanted to share the love of wine with others. We ended up having like 125 people at that event.
I remember it was busting at the seams in like the best way.
Oh my goodness. And I honestly looked back and I said, who took photographs? Who videoed this? Because nobody would ever imagine how well it turned out for it being a smaller event that turned into something bigger. And it was amazing.
I think part of why your events are so successful is the venue. You always find it. Remember the pods that were in there that
Yes.
you did the skincare procedures, whatever? What were they at the time?
So at that time, that's when coal sculpting was coming out, coal lifting was coming out, and then the microdermabrasion.
Yes, they were doing face something in there.
Yes. And Michelle Richardson was just teaming up with her brand Inside Out Beauty, which she is coming back again this year. I'm really excited for her. And she's an incredible esthetician. She's my esthetician, and she keeps my skin looking youthful and fresh. But also, she's just very talented. She was the East Coast rep for Dermalogica nationally.
That's
So-
right, back then when
yeah.
we were doing that event.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, Dermalogica was a big portion of that event. And there was some other partners that she had as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what she delivers this time that's new and innovative since 2019.
Me too. And again, I think the venue is so huge. So tell us
is.
about the venue this time.
So-
I have not seen it, so I am pumped for this.
No, I'm really excited to show off. So Burnskalo Real Estate purchased some land, built a brand new, 80,000 square foot building right on 15th Street in Smallman. And they have this beautiful outdoor patio that leads into their lobby area that to me was designed so elegantly by Pamela Austin. And Pamela Austin is a brand ambassador for Burnskalo Real Estate. And she actually is one of the committee members with you, along with you. And I love the fact that we found an Instagrammable spot, because that is the other really fun option at these events is the social interaction and then the posting and then, sharing other networking partners that you've met during an event and hopefully telling a story like you and I are telling right now of a successful event that turned into something bigger. And I hope to have this every year at a unique venue, but this venue is going to be great. I cannot
really?
wait to show it off.
Really excited for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about, I want to go back to this real quick, just events in general. I think a common misconception in the world of sales in general, and we're all selling ourselves and our business, is that you target clients. I think the reason that you have had such widespread success is that you bring people together for your general authentic interests, like wine, like beautiful surroundings, and then you just invite people. You don't invite potential clients. You know and understand so well that just by bringing people together for common interests is what just organically builds business as well in the best way.
And I appreciate that. Thank you for noticing, because I love introducing people to one another that can have a common interest, maybe gain a new friendship and build a relationship in business later on, because it's all about building your authentic self and showing who you really are. And what really was unique about this event and the way that I put it together this time was selecting co-hosts and then a host committee that really doesn't know one another
Yeah,
and
we
that doesn't
don't.
interact with one another on a day-to-day basis. So I took my private wealth group, Cooks and Pierce, and my private wealth advisors, Beth Williamson and Catherine Perry. They each got a level of invite quantity to invite, and then each one of you as the committee host team, yourself, Michelle, Pamela, all got additional invites so that we can bring people together that more so maybe would never meet,
Right.
but will for common interest. And then from there, who knows where it's going to go? You may, find a new travel partner. You have someone that you can go to dinner with or grab coffee with, or maybe just be influenced or inspired by having a conversation every couple of weeks or however often you meet. Those are the moments in our lives that make memories, that create our destination in business.
Is this how you've met your travel partners? Because I know you're spending another exorbitant amount of time in Italy coming up soon.
I think the passion again, with the wine is actually learning the biodynamic growing and understanding how wine is produced, made, and also meeting the producers behind it, meeting the families, hearing their stories.
Right.
Sitting at their dinner table where you're at a small vineyard, of maybe 300 bottles of production a year. But yet you're sitting down talking to the family.
Right.
You're
Has
learning.
their hands in the dirt. And
Right. Yeah. You get to go out there and, you get to literally, comb through the dirt, see what's in it. You don't sometimes want to see what's in it because you're drinking that later on
Yeah.
after it's processed. However, the whole biodynamic gardening and growing is very interesting to me, and I'm very fascinated by it. So it really has not only piqued my interest in Italy, but next year I'll go to France. So it's just my goal to learn as much as I possibly can, because what's not what don't you want to learn?
Right.
You know?
You'll be bringing some of that wine knowledge and some tasting to all these wonderful ladies. How
Absolutely.
many attendees should we have?
So this year it's only going to be capped at 60.
Okay.
You know,
Intimate. I like it.
yeah, we're at a commercial building which has insurance, regulation, and
Right.
plus there's liquor on site, so there's all types of insurance policies put in place and safety procedures. But we also just want to make sure it's not overly attended, just because I want everyone to be able to meet. I felt that through Sotheby's International Realty and traveling and meeting other affiliates, plus going to events all over the country, I've learned that I exceed and I excel more talking to people in smaller groups than I do in larger groups. And I've heard feedback from others that feel the same way. And it's not about being an introvert or an extrovert. It's just about having a true bond in a time period that you're only have a short time window to meet people that you feel that you're going to be able to be relevant to, and also to, create a new relationship.
I love it.
Thanks.
Well, we're really excited for the event. I know my invitees are. Can you give us the details?
Sure.
time, place, all that kind of stuff?
Sure, absolutely. I want to say thank you to Palette Partners, Dreadnought Wines, School of Wines, because they are
You've
the
used
ones
them
providing.
multiple times.
Absolutely. Deb Motorello, female-owned business owner,
Mm-hmm.
does have a partner, but again, that brings us back to the female ownership of a business. She is, an incredible somm, really talented, knows her wines, and provided a fabulous list, which I can't wait to share with everybody, which is going to come out in the next week. So stay tuned to that. It will be sent out with the emails. The event again will be on June 1st. It starts at 5:30, ends at 7:30. So plan dinner accordingly after if you intend to go to dinner. We will have appetizers. I'm going to do some pairings with Penn Mac, which is also in the Strip District. So I'm trying to keep everything Strip District based.
Yeah.
Parking is available on street, not a problem. There is a parking garage right at the building. But again, on-street parking is so accessible on those blocks because it's just not a busy block yet.
Right.
So but I do encourage if you're drinking to Uber, Lyft, ride share.
Okay. And then there'll be tours of the building and everything.
Tours of the
as part
building will be
that.
done by Bernskella Real Estate, and I have some of the women joining us from their team, which are fantastic. And plus the views from the top floor, the rooftop deck will be amazing.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a rooftop
Yes,
deck.
it's
I'm
gonna
all
be-
about a rooftop deck.
Well, it's kind of, interior to the building, but it's going to be a very beautiful time. Plus, sun's going to be setting. So, weather pending, fingers crossed. We have a beautiful day like today with the sun shining and have some incredible backdrops of the sunset.
Beautiful. Well, I can't
Yes.
wait. And we have Michelle coming in here to tell us more about what her contribution to the event will
Absolutely.
be. So I'm excited to get her in the studio. But thank you as always. You're one of my
Sure,
best
thank
friends
you.
and, just bring so much into my life. So this is just one more time we get to share that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for participating, too. I'm really excited that you're, again, taking on this venture, and I look forward to seeing where it goes.
Well, we'll be back in here again talking about all kinds of
Absolutely.
fun
Let's
stuff.
do it.
Thanks for coming, babe.
Thanks.